Selamat pagi! Good morning everyone, Kenneth here. The day has finally come. We have the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra in front of me. I personally have been waiting for weeks for this one, and we're going to unbox it, do some little testing today, and look forward for more videos in the future. I've got a lot to test out in my mind. And without further ado, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, affiliate links down in the description below if you want to help me support the channel, and let's crack this thing open. A couple of story behind this thing. I don't have the plastic wrapping anymore because they have to open it, and I personally bought this by myself, so yeah, they had to check things inside. So this is the brand new Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, untouched in its full glory. We're gonna set that aside for the moment, and let's see what else do we have inside the box. The Samsung fast charger. So yeah, they say this is super fast charging, but actually this is not fast by any standard, especially in the Android world, where you see, Xiaomi even getting on up to 100 watts of fast charging. This is only 25 watts. Perfectly fine by me. Not too fast, not too slow, and of course it's included in the box. But you know what? At this price, it better be included in the box. Okay, next up is the charging cable. What I assume, yeah, that is the charging cable. And it's actually wrapped inside a paper, so there's no like cable tie or whatsoever. It's a pretty decent length. I think this is 1 meter. You know what? Whatever, I'll put it like this. Okay, moving on to the next one. AKG earphones or earbuds. Oh, and it's really nice. We have a satay. We call this a satay of ear tips. That's really cool. That's the first time I've ever seen something like this. The USB-C connector on the end, and it is braided nylon, so this will withstand abuse. For real, that's really good. But the braided nylons actually ends right here, so after that, it's still, the usual plastic. This is your AKG earbuds that's bundled since the days of like Galaxy S8. So very nice improvements there. I totally didn't expect this to be braided. Okay, before we go and play with our phone now, there's actually one more box that we have yet to unbox. And this is actually a pretty, I almost forgot that this exists. Now, how do you take this out again? Seriously? This is so weird. Here you go. It's behind the top part of this thing, and thanks to my girlfriend who reminded me this. Okay, so onto the box. I don't see anything interesting here. There is no included case whatsoever. It's only one, a SIM ejector tool. Sorry about that. And the rest of it is just a manual book. And we have English language and my Indonesian language right here. So I think this will be tailored to your region. Even if I forgot to unbox this, that wouldn't be too much of a big deal because it's just a quick start guide, which I won't need to anyway. All right, so let's get onto the main event. I'm pretty disappointed. There's not much sound coming out of this. So there you go, the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra with its glorious, huge and humongous camera bump right there. Let's turn it on. From the outside here, right? I can see that there's like a plastic layer. It's like almost like a included plastic screen protector from the box. And what I got here is the Exynos version, so it's not the Snapdragon version. And while we wait for this to boot up, here are some of the specs of the phone. And the main difference of my region compared to the US region that everyone seems to review is that this only has 8 gigabytes of RAM, not 12. It doesn't have 5G support, at least to the point that I know of, because there is no mentioning of it in my region's Samsung.com official website. But the good thing is no longer you have 128 gigabytes of storage. Now that is double. You will have 256 gigabytes of memory by standard, and you can expand that, of course, on the SIM card here on the top. Okay, so let's set up the phone right now, and I'm gonna change the language to English. Whoa! Actually, you know what? I haven't had any device with 120 Hz refresh rate before, and that's actually very, very noticeable in this phone. Everything feels so very smooth. Actually, typing the Wi-Fi password, I noticed something very nice. The haptic feedback, the vibration motor in this thing is so very nice. Android has really gone a long way since the days of, basically ever, because iPhones has been really good at the haptic vibration motor since iPhone 6s, right? It's something that you don't see mentioned a lot in many of these YouTube videos, but when you use it, it really makes all that difference. Okay, so I'm just gonna breeze through all this. So we are done. You know what is very cool? Actually, I can lay my fingers on the camera bump right here to prevent the phone to fall. So we don't need to, like have that smartphone pinky, is this called pinky finger? Okay, now that we are here on the home screen, let's discuss about the phone. And starting off from the front, we have this huge 6.9-inch display. Yes, you have a slightly bigger bezel on the bottom here, but it doesn't matter. The screen is gorgeous. It is amazing to see. And this is a 1440p resolution display, but it's only running at full HD if you want that 120 Hz display. And another good thing is this has variable refresh rate. And also the next thing is this display is HDR10 plus certified. So if you have an HDR content, YouTube or Netflix or whatsoever, you can watch them here. And it might be even better than your living room TV. It's just really that nice. Let's move on to the sides here. We don't have anything on the side. We only have that plastic bar on the top for antenna. And at the bottom, we have the S Pen. We're going to talk about this briefly later on. And also we have two more antenna lines right there and a speaker here. The speaker is stereo pair alongside the actually, it's hard to see, the speaker phone right there up top. Next is the USB-C port, and we have a microphone hole right there for your phone calls. And moving on to the side, we have nothing but a power button and the volume up and down button. And when you handle it like this, the power button rests immediately in your thumb, and also the volume up, you will have to reach that up a little bit, but yeah, it's very tactile, so that's very nice. Moving on to the top, we have another microphone which is going to be used for noise cancellations during phone calls. This will be the SIM card / micro SD slot, and you can see right here we have two slots right there. So it's either two SIM cards or one SIM card with a micro SD. This supports up to 512 gigabytes of memory. And now moving on to the back side, which is the main attraction of the Note 20. You know what? Actually, this look is what intrigues me for the very first time. All the Notes, all the Android phones, I think they look good all this time, but I've never been that very excited. And this is the first phone that ignites that fire in my heart for Android phones. It has that identity that this is a Note 20. As we can see here, we have the matte finish that doesn't attract fingerprints at all, so that is super nice. And there's with this metal trim at the sides, it handles pretty well in my opinion. We have a Samsung logo right here, which feels different. Now, let's move on to the next one, the final piece of the phone, which is the extreme camera bump. So the camera right here, we have three pieces of cameras with one laser autofocus helper thing. First on the top here, as you can see, the camera lens is bulging like this, which means that is the ultra wide lens. And moving on to the second one, this will be the main camera, a 108 megapixel camera that actually we have seen on the S20 Ultra. Yeah, they picked the best pixels out of all those 108 megapixels, put all that data down to a 12 megapixel image. I think there will be a mode that will take 108 megapixels, but the size will be huge. By the way, this camera is so big. I think this is even bigger than the iPhone 11 Pro, which I'm using for the B cam right here. And it rattles a little bit because of how big it is. Take a listen to this. Wow, that's just how big it is. And it has OIS, by the way. The other lenses doesn't have any optical image stabilization. Okay, and for the last bit of the camera, we have this module right here, which actually extends to the side. So it actually, the unit is like this, and it's a 5x optical zoom camera, which is again at 12 megapixel. And to wrap all that up, unlike the Galaxy S20 Ultra, which is like a black slab of, cameras put wherever they want, this has metal colored ring all over those cameras, and that gives it a really nice look over it. And overall, I'm liking this camera unit. I think it looks amazing. So now that we've finished talking about the outside and the beauty of the phone itself, now let's start talking about the S Pen. As you can see right here, it's still the same color as the Note device itself. Let's take a closer look at the S Pen now. At the top here, we have this clicky thing. It doesn't actually do anything, but it just lets you take the S Pen when it's inside. You have another button. I think it's a different shade of bronze. It doesn't match with anything here. You can kind of feel it to touch it, because you will need to touch this when you want to take notes, when you want to do the gesture thing. This button is your friend. And moving on to the tip here, this is actually pretty different from the last time I remember the S Pen. It cannot be changed or anything like that, but the tip looks very sturdy. It's very pointy, and I think it hurts a little bit, but that gives it more precision over the other S Pens. It can move up and down to give you that pressure sensitivity. It also makes it really nice to write because it's very precise. Let me know down in the comments below if you know that the Note 10 also has this same exact pointy tip here. So yeah, that's good and all, but the most important improvement for this Galaxy Note 20 over all the previous Notes is that this has lower latency. In part is because of that higher refresh rate. So now it actually rivals the Apple Pencil on the iPad Pro, which is amazing. This has only 9 milliseconds of latency, and you can see right here. I will do another comparison. I have a Note 4 lying around somewhere in my room, and we can compare this to see how far the S Pen has gone over the years. I can assure you right now that this is as good as it gets as far as a digital pen goes. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Note 20 unboxing. All the previews of the good stuff. Let's check out the IG story comparison and the video recording using the Tronsmart Onyx Ace. Let's check it out. Alright, so this is the Instagram story test of both the Note 20 Ultra and the iPhone 11 Pro. What do you think of the quality? Let me switch to the rear camera real quick right now. And what do you see right? There's the painting that has always been in my bag all this time. Alright, so let's move on to the front camera again. And what do you think of the microphone as well? We're testing that. I'm going to be switching back and forth. And in my opinion, I think there is really a point to be made here that iPhone is undeniably the better phone for social media right now. Let me shake the phone a little bit and you can see that the compression is really bad on Android, even at this very expensive price tag. Okay, that's pretty much it for the Instagram story test. Let's move on to the next one. All right, so this is what it looks like. It is mounted on top of my Canon M50 camera, and you can see the quality difference between the two. And actually, I used a automatic setting for the ISO and shutter speed and stuff like that, but it's recording at full HD 30 FPS per second. This is very technical, by the way, but whatever. Anyway, what's important is the audio is recorded through this Bluetooth True Wireless earbud, which actually any other phone cannot do. And this is the microphone quality of the Tronsmart Onyx Ace. What do you think of the sound quality? Would you want me to test out more earbuds? And let's switch into the phone's internal microphone right now. Alright, so now we are recording on the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra internal mic, and it's set to record only in the rear microphone. So this is actually the closest thing that you can get for a pro grade video, because not only you have the option to record using Bluetooth wireless earbuds, you can also plug in a USB-C. And actually, you know what? I'm just gonna test it right now with my Audio Technica AT2020. So let's switch on on to my Audio Technica microphone and let's see how it sounds right now. Okay, so right now we are on the Audio Technica AT2020, a condenser mic. I think should be a decently pro-grade equipment, and you can use your phone as a pro-grade video camera for your YouTube videos, projects, stuff like that. This is a really powerful tool. And actually, you know what? My USB mic is not even USB-C. So I use the dongle that I use for my MacBook and connect it to the phone. So that is crazy stuff. And this is the audio quality that you get from a USB-C mic. It should sound as good as, you know, what I usually record with my real camera. So that's pretty much it for the video sample test. I hope this really helped, and yeah, I really want to drive the point home that this phone is not your regular phone. You're paying this much and you can use it to create stuff. So let's get back to my main camera right now. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you leaving a thumbs up. Leave a thumbs up if you haven't, by the way. Subscribing to the channel, and you know, looking forward to all the tests that I'm going to do with this phone. This is really truly something very exciting that I haven't been this excited for a phone ever before, even with the new iPhones that, you know, I use day to day. So as always, if you want to support the channel, please use the affiliate links down in the description below if you want to pre-order or get yourself a nice sweet Galaxy Note 20 Ultra or the Note 20. I'll put the links down in the description below. Thank you so much for the support. I'll end the video right here. Look forward for more testings in the future. I'm Kenneth, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Okay, now let's put everything aside and let's play with our most important thing. Okay. Because not only you have the option to record using Bluetooth. Udah, nggak usah, gue lagi.